This episode of On Stage is brought to you in part by Grooving in the Park, Sunday, June 25 at Roy Wilkins Park in Queens, New York. For tickets and info, visit their website at groovinginthepark.com. And BRT Weekend at Atlantic City, July 7 to 9 in Atlantic City. For tickets and info, visit their website, brtweekend.com.
The return of Jah9.
Can you feel it?
But what's behind her 3-year hiatus?
Everything comes if I concentrate.
Jah9 comes to tell and chat the project that brings her back to us. They're best known for their dancing, but as you will hear and see right here on our stage, North Coast Boyz are much more than that in music, as they grace our stage with a collaborated project starring Elephant Man. Meet the little-known dancehaller who has been running the world Grung for months.
Rich badness, them know a gunman style.
Also meet the dancehall artist with the biggest song in the world right now that you probably never heard of. Other top stories and more are all coming up right here on our stage. Welcome to the show, everyone. I am Winford Williams. We'll be back.
On Stage with Winford Williams.
This segment of On Stage is brought to you in part by Campari. Respect the bitter.
On Wednesday, Reggae Sumfest launched its 2023 staging at the Iberostar Resort in Montego Bay.
Down Sound Entertainment presents Reggae Sumfest, the 30th anniversary edition.
Indeed, world singer in a Jah9's, the team Nadg record, you understand?
I'm so happy to be a part of Sumfest for these past 30 years, and I'm the only director from the original group that started Sumfest that is still with the festival with Mr. Bogdanovich. What we have been able to achieve is phenomenal. I mean, we have put Montego Bay on the map. We believe that music is an avenue that can earn billions of dollars for Jamaica, just as much as tourism.
Great music, great entertainment, great performances, and a lot of people.
Among the most anticipated for the 30th anniversary staging, Tommy Lee in his first performance since release from behind bars. Marian Hall, first appearance since becoming a Christian. Freddie McGregor, first official performance since protracted illness. And Valiant, the hottest new dancehall arrival, making his debut.
Lights, fashion, music, food, security, celebrating Jamaica and the music and the culture. And you don't know why everybody come out and support this wonderful occasion. Reggae Sumfest 2023, big up.
Reggae Sumfest is set for July 16 to 22nd. Stay tuned to OnStage TV, Sumfest's biggest international media partner, for everything you need to know about the greatest reggae show on earth. Right now, right here on our stage, Nadg. Blessed love, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Congratulations on all your big wins, sir.
Well, I just give thanks, you know.
Yes.
Is me happy for every moment we surround the eye right now. Is me and give God thanks. Is me?
Yes.
Yeah, man. I big up the world we support this song cause we are on the ground cause. And them make everything happen right now. I'm there on stage right now. Okay. And all dancer, all this jack, all sound man. Just I give thanks to the moment, you know?
Okay, so speak a little bit about who you were before.
Well, Nadg, Nadg is a person I always put in the work from ever since. You see me? People person, humble youth. You see me? Yeah, man.
Yes. So you've been out there trying to get the bus, trying to get the love, the what? Oh, where were you when this happened in terms of your recording and getting this bus that you speak of?
As I said before, I'm always in the studio. I put in the work.
Yes. But you didn't have anything bubbling, nothing out yet?
No.
Yes.
Just a one song with me on Busy Signal at the time.
Yes.
Get a Look of Love. But this is a song where do it for me.
Okay. So what is the extent of the impact on your career as a result of this track?
A whole heap of things it do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Whole heap of things it do. It opened many doors that I can't even complain about.
Yes.
You see me? Shows. What heap of doors, yeah, man.
So you're thrust into, and it's overnight, typically, isn't it? That it came sudden.
Yeah.
At you. How ready were you for that level of fame and thing?
Well, we've been working, you know, so once you work, you have to be ready for anything where you work for.
Yes.
So
you were ready and they want to exploit it when all of this went viral?
Yeah.
And you get a lot of calls and so on. You were ready to move, to record, to travel and all of that?
Yeah, man, ready, man. Been ready, man.
Yes.
Been ready, man.
So you've been exploiting the hell out of it since then?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Okay.
man.
But are you getting enough love for other things in your catalog? No.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It endorses more songs in my catalog. People are looking to my career more.
Yeah, but are they running away and getting the kind of numbers that you would like to see?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Me I get the numbers that I like to see.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
And in terms of travel, where have you been? Have you been able to travel to anywhere?
No, not as yet, but it's in the pipeline.
Yes.
Yeah.
So pretty much then you have not yet exploited the love that you're getting.
No, not fully.
You're right now in
the pipeline.
That's what you're working on.
Yeah.
And part of that is to appear here on our stage, right?
Yeah.
For those who have been on to you, your music and checking out your catalog and following you in social, what can they expect you to do right? What's coming from you right now to them?
My new video.
Yes.
Called We Are on the Grung.
So finally this big track is going to get a full video.
Yeah.
Because what is online is just a challenge, right?
Well, at the time, we'd work on the clearance of the two samples them we have.
Yes.
We never clear. You see me? Busta Rhyme and Santa Barbara.
Okay.
Thing.
So everything is cleared now.
Yeah, the sample. Clear, everything.
So you can now drop on your video on it and Globe,
and just ready.
Globe, here I come.
Up and running.
See it?
Yeah.
All right, so let's pause a minute and take the video right here.
Rich badness, them know I'm not style. Big Ben spark up and last stick pan Kyle. Boss head one go run man file. Be a killer we park with from we are juvenile. And we are on the ground. What else? Badness, where them a say? How we have up the artist set a guy, where them a say? Yeah. Chain it a jip, bad clocks for a foot. We no listen boy, where you chat, where them a say? What else? Badness, where them a say? How we have up the artist set a guy, where them a say? Chain it a jip, bad clocks for a foot. We no listen boy, where you chat, where them a say? We pocket no fracture. We're up to the time, just like the watch, yeah. Cologne a thump, just like a boxer. Catch a girl in our net, just like a lobster. And Avara clean, just like the mafia. We are big thief, big crook. When you see we put the bar on our foot, but we not take liquor right near me now. We are on the ground. What else? Badness, where them a say? How we have up the artist set a guy, where them a say? Chain it a jip, bad clocks for a foot. We no listen boy, where you chat, where them a say? What else? Badness, where them a say? How we have up the artist set a guy, where them a say? Chain it a jip, bad clocks for a foot. We no listen boy, where you chat.
All right, there you have it. What else? Badness, boya. Yes, That's the big one from Nadg, who's our guest right here on our stage. Nadg, Much respect, sir.
Respect me general, man.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't want to take the time out for big up the whole exclusive dancer and CJ exclusive. You see me? And every dancer will play them part towards the video. Snow, energy. You see me? Potter skin. Big up everyone at the dancer, them, the street youth, them. You see me? And big up every dancer in the world where play them part towards the song too.
So are you a dancer too?
Well, me try, you know.
You
don't know.
You don't be in top league.
We try.
Okay.
Because we are entertainers, we have to entertain the crowd, you know, so we have to try.
All right, my brethren. Enough kudos to the people of Waterhouse, right? Who came out.
Yeah,
Enough
all
love
the
and
people,
respect
man.
to
They
them.
love show, man, straight through, man. So I have to big up the whole Waterhouse, big up Clarkstone.
Yes.
You see me? Big up my team, Jah9's, Omar. You see me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right, so that's him in this segment of our show, the man himself, Nadg. And still to come, Jah9 returns. North Coast Boyz drop collab starring the Energy God. But first, Messia, after the break.
This episode of On Stage is brought to you in part by Grooving in the Park. Sunday, June 25 at Roy Wilkins Park in Queens, New York. For tickets and info, visit their website at groovinginthepark.com. And BRT Weekend at Atlantic City, July 7 to 9 in Atlantic City. For tickets and info, visit their website, brtweekend.com.
On Stage with Winford Williams.
This is where we meet the Jamaican-born dancehall artist who is said to have the biggest dancehall track on the planet right now.
Say you're bad from which part? Tell up, we never one dip dog.
But why does he reside in St. Kitts? The artist goes by the name Byron Messia, who joins us right now, right here on our stage to answer. Byron, sir.
Alas.
Blessed love, sir.
Alas, Killis Kalas.
Explain for us, though, your last name.
Messiah.
Yes.
It's actually Latin. It means reaping God. You know?
Yes.
And we know Messiah means God with an H. But because of religious reasons, why we moved the H still, because, you know, it was very, very, you know, religious debate that we don't want to be going through with people. So, yeah.
Oh, I got you. That's why I wanted you to explain that, because I know that Christians would be coming for you, coming after you somewhat about it, especially because you're a dancehall artist. All right, so why are you based in St. Kitts? Let's get that out of the way before we even go any further.
You know, I migrated when I was 2 months old from Jamaica. I was adopted, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, so
you're barely Jamaican. You are. You were conceived and born here, right?
Right.
Good. So you're Jamaican, my friend. But do you accept that? You're a Jamaican?
of course.
So your parents moved from Jamaica, or one of them, your mom?
No, none of the above, to be honest.
No?
Yeah, a lady who she you know, was a good friend with. Yeah, I just call her my auntie still, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, she just took me still because I don't know the situation my mother was in at the time, etc. You know. Yeah, it wasn't a healthy environment, etc. as well. So, yeah.
So you were adopted. By both parents in St. Kitts?
Well, you could say I had 2 mother figures, my sister and the lady that I'm calling my mother today. Yeah.
And your real mom? Is she still around?
I mean, yeah, she lives in Jamaica up to today, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there a relationship?
I mean, yeah, slightly, but yeah.
Slightly,
building it still, man, you know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get into the music side of things. When did you start to be an artist officially?
Well, I mean, on April 10, 2000, the day I was born, you know, I was an artist already.
Oh, yeah? You're born with it?
Yeah, we just born as an artist still, but when I officially started doing music, I was at the age of 15. Yeah, it wasn't until the age of 18 when I got Island famous though, in St. Kitts.
Yes.
And then it wasn't until 2023 when I became Planet famous. You know?
Yes.
So yeah.
2023, this year.
This year.
So, but you were a star in St. Kitts before?
Yeah, man. The people, them always been a move with me. That's one thing. St. Kitts is a very supported and loving place too, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, we've been a star from since the age of 18, man.
Okay, so talk about your Planet song now. Because is it really the biggest song in dancehall right now?
I mean, it's the biggest song in dancehall right now. Yes. It is just the most trendy song of today, I would say.
Okay.
You know, 'cause the biggest song in dancehall can't be that song there. I mean, it have people who have sung since the 90s. I mean, what?
No, we're not going back. We're talking about the present.
Yeah, presently it is one of the biggest.
Hottest.
Yeah, the hottest.
One off
trendy.
or is it?
It's trendy.
Yes, but some people are saying it's the track.
Yeah, I mean.
And you are the man right now.
Yeah, but you know, I left that comment just for the fans and you know, for people to debate about.
Whether or not it is.
Yeah.
Is it really dancehall?
Well, the storyline behind it is a dancehall storyline at the end of the day. Only we speak about, you know, them situations and what's not what I sing about in the Taliban's. But I mean, there's a debate about it being an Afro song.
Yes.
But I won't call it Afro at all. I would say it is a dancehall
meaning
song.
Afrobeat you're talking?
Yeah, Afrobeat, but I would consider it as a dancehall song, man.
All right, before we go any further, let's take a piece of the song right now. Yeah? Let's go to the screen.
Yo, say you're bad from which part? Tell up we no one dip dog. Like Chinese was so the tall. Show it up and make you fall from your disc dog. You know one on a disguise, man a big dog. I saw you disappear as if I never did ban. Me no walk up a me no just a sing song. With the people your mother tell you keep farm. Z-Tech full of. If you me kike, me know the enemy, them a pray, and me know they not sorry for me. People are ball and a skin, cause we bad than we me. I'm seeing calamity, I saw we figure Canada G, make a experience, no gravity. And tell up to we no laugh, we no take talk. Violate people are you shoulda keep in your bed, cause the Taliban's them a make quack. We no laugh, we no take talk. Badness is how we end us. We no people feeling up in a red grass. Yo, Taliban's like them need reassure. Make you no sleep at your yard in a 4 months. And so we make people a mourn out. Like y'all get house. Laugh bars full of care that me sure about. And if you see me travel with that, and no politician with me, I go vote out. 4 seat and 4. Remember me born Kingston. The love party forget love drink rum. Key shit like a Jada Kingdom.
All right, that's it. Taliban. This track is really a Jamaican track, right? Dancehall track.
Yeah.
I mean, hello. You don't have to say you were born in Kingston, you know. You don't need to put the song out.
We just have to give them a reminder still, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're authentic.
Yeah.
For sure, Reggie. So, okay. So the track is, yeah, I don't know why they say it's Afrobeat. Why some people say.
I don't know as well.
Afrobeat.
It's very dancehall.
Yeah,
it is.
To me, it's the new age dancehall.
Right.
That's what Jamaicans are doing now, the youngsters. So what has it done for you, sir?
I mean, it has done so much for me, you know? Yeah, they really say one song can actually change your life, and I never believe in that saying until, you know? Like, everything what I experience right now and everything what I go through right now, you know, it's a wonderful feeling still, you know? It has opened so many doors for me as well, too.
Okay, speak to that a little more. In terms of numbers, what are the numbers on the various platforms and so on?
Yeah, we have been seeing. The song now hits 20 million views 3 days ago. So yeah, and a lot of international artists have been reaching out to me, you know, trying to even be on the remix.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like who are some of them?
I would say we have 21 Savage. Reach out. Burner Boyz people was reaching out, you know? Yeah.
Then, what do they want to do? Collaboration?
Yeah, collaboration, but I don't think there will be a remix for Taliban's though, because Taliban's is already a major hit by itself, you know? So yeah, I think we're gonna leave it as that and just do something fresh, man.
Okay. So you're in demand all over the world? They're calling you from all over?
Yeah.
Are you signed to a big label yet?
Yeah, I'm actually signed with Geffen because that's a part of Interscope. So yeah, we signed to Interscope presently.
Yes. And plans for your for travel and appearances?
Yeah,
I
now got two booking agencies posted us this morning itself.
Yes.
To accept bookings in the US and the UK territory.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely we'll be traveling.
And you have no impediment when it comes to travel? You can travel?
No. I can travel. I have my visa. But I'm still,
visa
I'm working on, you know, the permit still for the US. That's why we're saying in August. So I have to get it by next week or so. I have it, man, in my pocket still, you know.
Oh, cool. 10 kids.
Yeah.
You are the biggest thing in that island, aren't you?
I mean, yeah.
Whoa! So should Jamaicans fight for you then? I said, come on, boy.
It's been happening right now. It's a big debate over the internet right now.
Yeah?
Every time me go up on my phone and scroll through, me just see people argue. I say, nah, he's a Kitishon, nah, he's a Jamaican, this and that. The Trinidadians even a step in and say, nah, he's a one we, you know?
Yes, even Trinidad one, you know.
Ethnicities are fighting over me right now. It's crazy, you know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I love to see it. Right.
All of us
One Caribbean
are the same,
right.
Of course. What's your catalog looking like?
Yeah, well, my catalog is looking fantastic. I'm actually an album guy, you know? I actually released, because Taliban's was released on an album.
Oh, it's on an album?
No Love, yeah.
What's the name of that?
No Love.
No Love. And how is that doing?
It's doing well, amazing.
Amazing?
Yeah, it's doing amazing.
Whoa. And so you're sitting on a lot of stuff now?
Yeah.
Unreleased?
I mean, I have a next project I want to release. I don't know when as yet, but it's gonna drop this year for sure, you know?
Yeah.
It's entitled Sad and Famous.
So who are some of the Jamaican artists you rate now? Who have inspired you?
Well, you know, one of my biggest inspiration as a Jamaican dancehall artist is Massacre. You know?
Massacre?
Yeah. And the reason why I say Massacre, I just him style. I just him flow, him wordplay, him creativity when it comes to writing songs have just amazed me. You know, I look up to artists like Chronic Law, big therapist for me, you know. I look up to Vibes Cartel, and you know, I say, yeah. I plenty artists, man, I work with, you know. I have songs with Jashi, I have songs with Ritical, you know. Yeah, and Governor, my brother. Me and Governor just have a different type of band outside of music still, you know. So yeah.
So we appreciate you coming in and sharing this. I hope you're inspiring the younger ones.
Yeah, man, definitely.
In Jamaica, those coming and even those with careers already, that they can walk your walk. Right. You're not in trouble with no law and them thing there.
Nah, man.
No badness. No badness.
Nah, good youth.
Overrun you.
A good youth.
Well, be good, Bridget, because the world no want no badness.
Yeah, but
and the rules of borders and countries and jurisdiction that you will go are their rules. We can bend them to suit us because we're superstar.
For real.
You have to be in a state of readiness to exploit the potential and the calls that you will be getting.
Right.
Much love.
Alash kilish kalash, man.
Till we see you again, Bridget.
Yeah.
Much love, much love. I don't know what that means, but I suspect it's something good.
Well, it means to live by is to die by.
Ah.
So you have to stand for something what you believe in, you know?
Okay, and what language?
People. It's my language.
All that you have language.
We have to be somebody great, watch.
All right.
I want to be famous like Jesus. You know how long Jesus famous?
Okay. Yeah. Well, you have to tell you about ambition then. All right, so there you have it in this segment. The man himself, the Messiah, right? That's what we call him Messiah. No one them call himself Messiah because you see, he wants to be as famous as Jesus Christ. Yeah. Wow! Stay with us, still to come. The North Coast Boyz. But first, Jah9 after the break.
On Stage with Winfred Williams.
This episode of On Stage is brought to you in part by Grooving in the Park, Sunday, June 25 at Roy Wilkins Park in Queens, New York. For tickets and info, visit their website at groovinginthepark.com. And BRT Weekend Atlantic City, July 7 to 9 in Atlantic City. For tickets and info, visit their website, brtweekend.com.
From the spiritual to the physical, from roots, reggae, and dub to jazz and soul.
Everything comes if I concentrate.
From music to yoga and community activism. Jah9 is one of Jamaica's most globally established and accomplished artists.
Can you feel it?
But what's behind a 3-year hiatus from her career in 2020? Right now, right here on our stage, Jah9. Jah9, good to have you.
Thank you for having me again. Yes,
anytime, my dear. We've been waiting for this. Okay, so all right, so let's jump into this hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you want to do that?
So it wasn't that I planned to take a hiatus, but we all kind of took a hiatus in 2020, honestly. Okay. You know, it was one of those things where you didn't really have a choice and you were left with, there's nothing you can do about what's happening in the world. What do you do? And at the time, I was launching my last album, Note to Self, in Ethiopia. I was supposed to leave Ethiopia and go to the UK and then to the US and come back to Jamaica. And that's when everything went crazy, when we were in Ethiopia. And we started to hear news of, you know, the world is shutting down and people are getting sick, and it started in the UK. So we were like, oh no, we're not going to the UK. So we wanted to go, well, I wanted to go back to Kenya. My road manager at the time, he is based there and we couldn't get to go over there, the borders closed. So Tanzania was the closest space we could go to, and there was a consulate there. And my beloved Uncle China, his ex-wife, lives there, and she's, you know, the consulate of Jamaica, and we were allowed to go and spend a few days at the consulate. And it was supposed to be 10 days, and things just weren't getting better in the world. So 10 days turned into 3 months, because you're allowed 3 months. And then when 3 months reached, we're like, you know, this kind of nice, you know. So we just decided to stay. And by we, I mean, I decided to stay. Mm-hmm. And I spoke with my parents, spoke with my family, told them, they told me what was happening here. And we were like, it's probably best that you stay. Don't try to travel now. And it was very difficult to travel at the time. And so I opted to stay. And where I was in Tanzania, it wasn't like what was happening in the world. If anyone was paying attention at the time, the then president, Miss Dr. Magufuli, was not really as keen on, you know, the whole narrative of the pandemic.
Yes.
And so it allowed us to just carry on as though, you know, it was pretty normal. Life was very normal. We didn't go through all of the trauma that the rest of the world did. So it was like I was outside looking in on the world just fall apart.
Oh, really?
And a lot of the plans I had to just release them. And I had to slowly just kind of realize it's not going to go back to normal right now. We don't know what's going to happen. So you can stay here living in the past and hoping for the future, or you can just be present. And I chose to be present. And I stood still and I was quiet and I let a lot of things just shed so that I could be with myself, reconnect with some of the things that I had known and had wanted to practice for a long time, and just be and create and, you know, get into myself. And that's what I have been doing, you know, and that brought a lot of new things into my world.
Oh, yeah. It is described as the mission to Tanzania as a divine calling.
Well, that's what it feels like when you make a decision, or when a decision is made because you have no choice. And then when you're faced with choices, you see a way being made. So every time you're faced with something, you know, when you're making plans and you feel the leading of the Most High, you feel like this is not just me planning here. And the next step just seems to be put in front of you. And you get to see after a while that this is really where I'm supposed to be. and you feel that connection. And if you are in alignment and not panicking and really breathing through life, you will be able to feel that alignment. And that's really what happened. And so it did feel like a calling. And everything I experienced there really has made it clear that that's what was happening. You know, I was called to be there. I see how I can serve there. I see how I can serve Jamaican people by being on the continent. Because there's that narrative of the reggae artist who is always singing about that connection to Africa, but never really making that connection with Africa in a real way.
Okay.
You know? And even as diaspora people, we have this romanticized idea of Africa, but we refuse sometimes or are too afraid or will not make the time to go. And I was thrusted into that space and I felt very cradled there.
So the pull from music wasn't, it was because of more because of the pandemic?
So I didn't get to tour.
Yes.
I mean, the industry shut down for a whole year at least.
But so you were still writing music, weren't you?
I've always been writing since I was 6 years old. So the writing never stopped. But it actually kind of did. It stopped for like 8 months, even the talking stopped. I was alone in a foreign country where I didn't speak the language. And I had been touring for maybe almost 10 years. Just on the go, just creating, managing my career, doing all of these things, managing my wellness business and, you know, reading and learning and absorbing. And I hadn't had the opportunity to just sit with all I had become and all I had learned and just see, who are you now? And I got the opportunity to do that. And I think a lot of people got the opportunity to do that. And that might have been frightening for some of them. I got to watch people fall apart from afar. And I got to see the people who were able to use it as an advantageous opportunity and blossom. And I feel like I was one of those people who was able to blossom, to shed and to blossom.
So tell us more about who are you now?
I think what has happened to me is a great softening.
Yes.
And a more of an appreciation for myself as a woman, you know, and there's a lot that in reggae music, you know, you're in Jamaica and you have to, and I mean, as a Rastafari woman, as presenting myself that way in the music, Rastafari has been my sword and my shield in this music industry. That's what it needed to be for me. After learning about His Majesty and deciding this is how I want to share because these are the messages I think are important. When I now, you know, landed in Africa, I didn't need that sword and shield anymore. I wasn't fighting anything and I wasn't protecting myself from anything. In East Africa, there is so much peace. There is so much peace to be had there. There is so little of the small island mentality of everything is so scarce and, you know, land is so scarce and this is so, and, you know, that you don't feel it as deeply there, you know, or as somebody outside. Even if it's there, you don't have to experience it as much. So it gives you the opportunity to decompress. And that's what I took advantage of. And so I saw my writing changing. I was listening to different music. I started to listen more to Afrobeat. And that's a different type of music that affected me in a different way. That's happy music. These are people who love and enjoy being happy. And in Jamaica, sometimes you listen to the music and there's just this constant struggle and this constant fight and the oppressor. And it's almost a sense of victimhood at all times. There isn't a lot of empowerment. Empowerment comes in the form of I am stronger than my oppressor, as opposed to I am an overcomer or I am, you know, I can manifest.
Yes.
So those triumphant types of sounds, you only hear them in the sense of I'm better than somebody else. You don't hear them as I am better than I was yesterday, you know? And so I loved what I was hearing. And I started to just embrace more of my feminine over there. And you see the women over there and they are softer, they are beautiful. Like Tanzania probably has some of the most beautiful people per capita in the world, right? And I mean, Jamaican men would really enjoy it over there. Like the daughter them start out, right? And the men as well. I mean, it's just beautiful people. And I am a lover of life. I love people. And so I got an opportunity to express that. I didn't have to be as guarded there. I got to be Jah9 there. Nobody knows who I am over there. So I got to just be myself and just, you know, put on some weight finally for, you know what I mean, the food. Oh my God, we could do a whole episode on just the food, right? And it was what I needed. It was what I needed.
And you established a home there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What does that mean? Family?
The cost of living is there. You know, cost of living there it makes it possible to do that because your money stretch more when you are in a space like that. And so I was able to live for 3 years without working because, yes, I've been frugal over the years, but you know, you can stretch it a little more. And your food, I mean, it's food people spend the most of their money on. And food there is like, praise the Lord. It's very, very affordable. So for me now, I was able to eat well and live and, you know, meet people. And I'm meeting people who are different. They're not, it's not an aggressive space at all. These people are gentle. These people, I mean, the bridging them over there is just a different approach. Oh, yeah? You know what I mean? So, well, maybe you don't.
Bridging them.
They're bridging them.
Well,
you know what I mean? You get to, you meet someone and you can have a conversation and everybody's more, they're just more into love, into expressing. And it's not that you don't have, you know, people with their ulterior agenda. It's just expressed a little differently. And so it's, you don't feel as defensive there. You know, everything feels a little new and feels a little easier to, like you want to try a new experience. So for me, it was that. And I fell in love with so many people, you know.
So home, family?
Home, family there? Absolutely. Yes. So,
yes.
I am a mother now.
Oh, congrats.
Yes, thank you very much. That is something that I have wanted to have in my life for a long time. I have felt that calling a long time. You know, some of us can feel that calling, that our children, you hear them. You don't even know where them father they, but you feel them coming. So it's one of those things where that was revealed to me there too. Okay. Like I met the man that was supposed to be the father of my child. And I mean, we don't know how life will turn out. You know what I mean? My parents have been married for 50 years this year. And so my sisters, I mean, I come from that kind of family where you meet somebody, you know them for a long time, and then they meet your parents, and then you get married. And that wasn't going to be my story. That wasn't ever going to be my story. I'm moving through life in a different way. And so I had a beautiful experience of a beautiful man, and I decided to make a beautiful baby, right? And I don't know how that will work out in future, but there is respect across the board. And I have a village, I have a community that I have, you know, that I have gathered around me of women who are also having children and who are looking at Africa as home. And women across the diaspora who are looking at educating their children together and wanting to grow their children in spaces where they can have land and make the penny them run up and down and grow together and learn together outside of the Western construct. And it is beautiful. And so I'm making music inspired by this love and this revived sense of who I am as a woman and seeing the power of softness and what that can bring and how softness and love and compassion are powerful things. They are not weaknesses. And these are the tools we need moving into the new world that, you know, exists right now, where everybody is so tense and so, you know, on edge about things changing. And it is only through love and connection and the interpersonal that we're going to be able to make it. You know what I mean?
To what extent your Jamaicanness was an asset?
Absolutely. Everybody loves Jamaica. Like, yes. African people love Jamaica. And they love Rastafari, you know? So you go there and you see it and you are embraced immediately. And they hear your accent and, oh, you're Jamaican. Bob Marley, Usain Bolt. And immediately, and you don't speak the language. I mean, after 3 years, I've learned some of the language and I can understand more than I can speak. But I've learned enough to know people want to connect. You know, they want to connect with the diaspora. They want you to come. They want to have that experience. They want to share. And a lot of misconception is that, you know, oh, we're going to come from the West and help Africa. Yes. But trust me, I surrendered and I was helped so much. There is so much to learn from them. And, you know, you see the Americans and the other ones coming with this idea that, oh, we've come to save the Africans. And really and truly, they have come to be saved. Really. Yes. You know, they are coming from an extremely traumatic space here in the West. And when they come to Africa, if they allow it, it will decompress them and it will really help to soften and give them some peace. But if they come in arms and thinking they have something to prove, they will have to leave. And I've seen many of them come and have to leave.
Oh, wow. So it was this, a spiritual journey that just transformed you, and you found love, family, a home in just 3 years.
2 years is a whole lot of time.
Extraordinary.
3 years ago, university.
That's a lot, you know.
It is. It is.
You know what I mean? And in a country where the language is not even what you speak, that's a lot, Jah9. But nonetheless, it's where you found love and where you found a home.
It's where I got to practice love in a real way, because I've always lived in a space of love. I come from a very loving family, and I am a very loving person. But when you live in an environment where people will abuse your love, you tend to guard yourself. But I was in a space where love was embraced. These are people who love children, they love each other, they are loving people. The men will walk and hold hands and embrace each other, and it's not a taboo thing, it is a beautiful thing. These are men who are very much manly. They believe that a man is supposed to protect and serve and take care of their family. You know, it's a very heavily Muslim culture. Men have many wives, but men are taking care of their families. And of course, you have the arms house and the waist man them, but it just don't look the same. You know what I mean?
Waist man then. Okay. All right. So you're back in music now. How difficult was that to pick up where you left
I don't
off?
think it was difficult. I think my challenges come from the fact that my priorities have shifted.
Yes.
Because now as a mother, and now seeing all the potential that there is on the continent, it's like I want to dive into my new life. And I know I still have commitments here on this side of, you know, the world as well. And I have another album that I have to work on, and I have new music that I need to release. And a time came when I was like, is it worth it? Should I? And I'm telling you, the Most High sent some people, some really, really important people to call my phone and say, Jah9, you know, I listened to your album and it was so inspiring. I'm so glad you're making music, please. And I kept getting these calls that pulled me and said, okay, your work is not finished.
So you were seriously considering just step away
Trust
from
me,
good?
you wouldn't understand until you come. When you reach and you sit and you feel the air and you are in that energy, it really does kind of pull you. It is an extremely seductive environment, you know, that level of peace and possibility. Yeah, absolutely. But yes, so coming back into music now, sitting in this space of, okay, I've written all this music. It doesn't sound like what people are probably expecting from me, but it's important because the world has evolved, and so my mission has to evolve as well. And I have served and I have written this music. I'm not regurgitating the sounds that I've already created. I have spent so much time focused on the production and the entire thing. Like, this next body of work is not so much about me being the one producing and holding all the keys. It's about, what do I have to say to my brothers and sisters, and whom among my brothers and sisters am I addressing? And I think my audience is going to be expanded with this new work, because I want to reach those people now who would not have listened to the Jah9 of old, because they might have felt she wouldn't understand my reality, you know? And so talking to like Tifa before and telling her, you know, it's so amazing how, you know, wearing makeup, putting on and, you know, putting yourself together in a very overtly feminine way can really put you in touch with your sisters in a different kind of way too. Because you can be feminine without looking like the atypical, you know, what is expected of the female to look like. But doing that, it really puts a sense of compassion in you for what your sisters go through and the effort they make every day to step out into the world. And when they see you making that type of effort, they'll pay attention to say, okay, maybe she understands. And I want them to understand that I do understand. And, you know, we don't want to feel separated like, oh, you're a Rasta woman, so you don't. We have all the issues to talk about. We need to talk about man and woman. We need to talk about the confusion that is happening in this world and how people who are experiencing great trauma are not being allowed to express themselves and are being forced into a corner and are being preyed upon and are creating subsections of society where they are ostracized, and it's just causing an incredible decline. And we're not having the right conversations because we're too hardened. So the feminine has been lost. That softness and that willingness to listen and be compassionate. And that's what I'm home to represent, to kind of bring that African feminine softness to remind us of, you know, soft conquers hard every time.
How much of that is in this track that we have queued up right now?
Oh my goodness. I am really excited to share this. Like,
Yes.
I look different in this video,
Yeah.
you know? And it's going to be very obvious once you see it. But I'm a mother now, and so I filled out in all the right places. So I'm very excited about that, you know? And I'm sharing that. I'm sharing that not in a way where I'm selling myself, but in a way where this is what it looks like when a woman has become, you know, into her God self, when she has become portal, and, you know, this is how it looks. And this is how it sounds. And this is what, you know, this is what she's presenting.
I'm about to see it for the very first time, believe it or not. And so let's go to the back screen.
A focused mind, clearing my conscience and an open heart. Everything comes if I concentrate. When I focus on the right thing, I either shut out the world and release the hate, or focus on the fighting. I don't have to follow no trends or justify no ends by a stressful means. I just have to visualize what I want. I know that I have to create my dreams. I actualize. It's not a hope I'm praying, because I see how thoughts manifest what I want, and I know that my mind's not a plaything. I can bring my own damnation if I judge and doubt what I do. Or I can build a whole damn nation and make all our dreams come true with a focused mind, clearing my conscience and an open heart. An open heart. All I need is a focused mind, clearing my conscience and an open heart. An open heart. To everyone who's hurt me, and for everything I've lost. Yes, all of the trauma meant to break me down, the peace of mind it cost. I give a round of applause in this moment. Give thanks for bringing me here, 'cause I'm now full to the brim with potential, and nothing else left to feel.
All right, so that's a big single from Jah9. Open Heart. Wow.
I'm very excited about sharing these visuals. It's colorful, it's high fashion, it's a community effort. The creative community of Tanzania, Dar es Salaam. I mean, Africa in general, because we had people, you know, supporting from all regions as well, and putting together this project, doing it in the forest, doing it in the city, you know, bringing together beautiful people, beautiful brethren come together in this space. And that just is a testament of how beautiful these people are. We just got those guys just randomly to be a part of the video.
So
right?
it's a total African product.
Absolutely. Produced by Wanene Entertainment, African-based company. Yeah, Tanzanian-based. Very, very talented creatives. I mean, young people, most of them like sub 30. Yeah, and they came together. I had a very, large vision of what I wanted to show. And I had when I wrote the song, it was called Focused Mind, right? And I thought, you know, it's very cerebral. It has, you know, how to use your mental power and so on. And then when I put the works together and I saw it interpreted, I'm like, this video has to be called Open Heart. This song is Open Heart because of how it was created, the production, and how the visuals came together. And it's a love story about myself and that continent, and the continent in general, and Tanzania in particular. And I'm really, really happy that I was given the opportunity, that VP finally acquiesced and allowed me to pull that vision together. Okay. You know, from photography, everything, all the visuals. You'll see the imagery coming out in social media, and you'll see how I look at ease in that space. And that's really what it is about, just what is possible when your heart is open, you know? Okay. And that's kind of my story of the past 3 years as well.
Wow, Jah9. My heart is open.
There is so much more to come, you know. I mean, everyone is invited to the continent. And you'll see, look out on my socials for the opportunities where people can come on the retreats, come and have an experience of Africa, you know, and the music as well. The music is all written in Africa. All of it is going to be kind of giving you more of an insight of what it is like to be there, what it is like to be there on an interpersonal level as well as on a, you know, physical level. And
it's part of a wider project.
It is a part of a wider project.
When is it coming?
The album we're expecting to maybe the first quarter of next year, but we're working on a 4-song EP that will be ready before the year is over. You know, and more music will be coming more frequently now because we have been doing a lot of work. And so I'm back in that space where we're putting the music out. We're about to get into creating content because, you know, content is king. And we have a lot to say and we can't all do it here for you, Winfred. So we're going to be talking to some of the Jamaican artists, talking to some people of influence in this country as well. I'm a social scientist. We want to get involved, see what's been happening and share our open heart with Jamaica and the rest of the world.
Wow. I feel like I want to go to the continent. All right, so there you have her in this segment of our show, Jah9. Stay with us, still to come. They're best known for their dancing, but as you will hear and see right here on our stage, North Coast Boyz are much more than that in music, as they grace our stage with a collaborated project starring Elephant Man.
Coasting, coasting.
We'll be back.
Rock with it, rock with it, rock with it, coast. Rock with it, rock with it, rock.
On Stage with Winfred Williams.
Brought to the fore as a group of dancers by Lali, North Coast Boyz, best known for their dancing. But as you will hear and see right here on our stage, the boys are much more than that in music and grace our stage right now with a collab starring no other than the energy god, Elephant Man.
Rock with it, rock with it, rock with it. Coast, rock.
Gentlemen, welcome.
Welcome.
Course. All right, so let's get the individual names.
Yeah, my name is Rick the One.
Yes, and what do you do in the group?
Also a producer, a sales rep where fashion comes alive, you know.
So the fashion we're looking at,
yeah,
are your creation?
By Jay.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Blessed love. And you, my friend?
Yeah man, one tan bud, you know, me a creator, dance choreographer and also upcoming artist.
Cool.
At the HD boss. I'm the HD boss. I'm a dancer, upcoming artist, also a videographer, HD Productions, JA. Yeah, man.
Let's see.
You know, Sarkaj, singer-songwriter, also a choreographer. Of course, we do all of the above. Party promoter, look out for it soon on the course. We are do the most, right?
You know, this is One Beats boss, man. I'm a dance creator, also a store owner. Store called One Beat Store.
Yeah, man, from a see face, man, rockers, knockers, you know, dance creator of various hit move right now, choreographer same way, you know, one North Coast.
Are we looking at all the original members of the group?
Yeah.
Yes? How old is it, the group?
Officially, the group started in Corona. All of us is from different dance group, but we all link up at a specific location, which is Fierce by Jay, the fashion store, so we become one unit.
What have you accomplished so far?
But as you had already said, we came to the forefront with Lali floating.
Yes.
Went viral all over the internet, and that brought a lot of collabs. Artists want to do songs with us, so on and so forth. Until now, we are doing collabs with artists also.
Yeah, so let's talk about this one here with Ellie. What are your roles in it? Who has done what on that track?
Okay, so I'm the one, I did the intro, and I have a 8-bar in it also.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I also have just a little swag talk, you know?
So
like a 16 bar, you know?
A 16 bar, swag track. Okay. All right, so can we take it now then, gentlemen?
Yeah.
All right, so let's just open the screen right here and just go to it right here.
You know, we see her right now. Not coast, no. She's no. We are drive out from the coast and I do the most. Top shelf, we are toast them and say we boast it. Coasting. Rock with it, coast. Rock with it, coast. Rock with it, coast. Rock. Get you move, man a done. Neck a move like how the matic a slam. Full of gal, full of money, full of swag. Rock it double time, the world knows say we back. Big up East Coast, West Coast, South Coast, North Coast. Every skanker, roll out, start coast. We are drive out on the coast and I do the most. Top shelf, we are toast them and say we boast it. Coasting. Rock with it, coast. Rock with it, coast. Rock with it, coast. Them fi know that cankers a move and a boss, we no see them when we are rock to the coast. Shift, keep on them and put it in a sport. We no look at none of them when we are rock to the coast. Look there. One night time, you know, we see her right now. You know, we see her right now. Not coast, no, she's no. We are drive out from the coast and I do the most. Top shelf, we are toast them and say we boast it. Coasting. Rock with it, coast. Rock with it, coast. Rock with it, coast. Rock. Get you move, man a done. Neck a move like a slam. Full of gal, full of money, full of swag. Rock it double time, the world knows say we back. Big up East Coast, West Coast, South Coast, North Coast. Every skanker, roll out, start coast. We are drive out on the coast and I do the most. Top shelf, we are toast them and say we boast it. Coasting. Rock with it, coast. Rock with it, coast. Coast. Them fi know that cankers a move and a boast, we no see them when we are rock to the coast. Shift, keep on them and put it in a sport. We no look at none of them when we are rock to the coast. Look there. Look way over there. We are drive out from the coast and I do the most. Top shelf, we are toast them and say we boast it. Coasting. Rock with it, coast. Rock with it, coast.
Rockers from the North Coast, you know, no pretender, no hackers. They hear that all up on the coast, I toast and I do the most. Coast rock to the beat like Jackson. Check his swag now, it a speak down. Louder than them.
You know, we see her right now. You know, we see her right now. North Coast, no. We are drive out on the coast and I do the most. Top shelf, we are toast them and say we boast it. Coasting. Rock with it, coast. Rock with it, coast. Rock. Get you move.
Well, you know where to come when you want to know about this move. Coast rock, meaning North Coast rock, right? Okay, these gentlemen are as solid as a rock right here on our stage. And that's our show for this week. Winford Williams, on behalf of all of us, thanking you for joining. Do join us again next week for more On Stage. Yeah.
You know, we see her right now. You know, we see her right now. Not coast, no. She's no. We are drive out on the coast and I do the most. Top shelf, we are toast them and say we boast it. Coasting. Rock with it, coast. Rock with it, coast. Rock. Get you move, man a done. Neck a move like a slam. Full of gal, full of money, full of swag. Rock it double time, the world knows say we back. Big up East Coast, West Coast, South Coast, North Coast. Every skanker, roll out, start coast. We are drive out on the coast and I do the most. Top shelf, we are toast them and say we boast it. Coasting. Rock with it,
it, rock with it, rock with it, cool. Rock with it, rock with it, rock with it, cool. Rock with it, rock with it, rock with it, cool. Them fi know that can. Thanks for watching our video. Please click subscribe and be on our stage anywhere, anytime, always.